Okie dokie. We got some damn good, oh shit, from shiitake mushrooms. Damn it, all the pus-sucking, blood-gutted hell. Alright, hold on. 27, I don't know. Cowboy burgers. I don't even know if we have a cowboy burger around this. But, yeah, whatever. Anyway, we got some cooking videos to get into. And then I'm gonna, I don't know, do something. Alright. 1 skillet dinner. So, a tablespoon of butter, some olive oil, 14 ounces of ground beef. Odd measurement, that. Salt, pepper. Thank the fuck God, it's freshly browned. Onion butt on. By the way, if you want to make sure you don't cry when you're cutting an onion, keep the butt of the onion on. You know the part with all the fucking hair out of it? That's the butt. Also, make sure your knives are super fucking sharp. Enough. Now we add our onion. Christ, this music is like a fucking lullaby. Together eventually, sweetheart. Alright, 2 garlic cloves that we crush. You would have told us what type of the potatoes. Are they russets, Yukon Golds, reds? I'm assuming by the texture and the color, they're Yukon Golds. You just need to wash them. You don't actually need to peel them, sweetheart. Okay, this makes no fucking sense. What are we going for here? Okay, so put raw potato slices atop your cooked beef. Okay, fine salt, pepper. Paprika. Is this scalloped potatoes? I wouldn't use a hand grater for this. I'd just use my food processor, but that's me. Alright, now we're kind of making a lasagna thing. More cream. You can't really layer cream. It's liquid. You can layer ricotta. You can't layer cream. I mean, unless you honestly believe your first layer is liquid proof. Scalloped potatoes. Okay, cheesy scalloped potatoes. I mean, there's nothing horrible about this. I'd eat it. Again, I'm sure this tastes delicious. I'm sure this just doesn't work for me. I don't know what the hell. Maybe if she had the potatoes in the bottom, then the meat, then the heavy cream layer, or maybe the potatoes, heavy cream, meat, potatoes, final layer of heavy cream, then all the cheese, or some combination thereof, I'd have been on board. It's just, again, I'm sure it tastes good, but this is a no-go for me. This is a no-go for me, my friend. All right, now we're going to learn about 21 hillbilly sandwiches that fed the poor.
Depression-era Appalachian.
Let's see, we got the father, the mom, the dad that may or may not be the mother of one of his babies.
Families actually ate to survive. These mountain hollers and coal mining communities across Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, and the Carolina Highlands created some of the most ingenious, resourceful, and surprisingly satisfying sandwiches in American culinary history. From sugar sprinkled between stale bread slices to fried fatback that fueled 12-hour mining shifts, these aren't nostalgic myths or folklore
there's a reason that fatback is kind of outside of a few parts of the Deep South, a thing of the past, because fatback is the only food on earth more unhealthy than bacon.
Fantasies. They're authentic recipes that kept real working-class families alive from the 1920s through the 1950s. During the Great Depression, Dust Bowl era, and post-war rationing periods, Appalachian homesteaders, coal miners, sharecroppers, and timber workers relied on these forgotten sandwiches when money disappeared and the company store controlled every meal. Let's explore 25 hillbilly poor man sandwiches
I owe my soul to the company store
that fed entire communities during America's hardest times, but have now vanished from modern memory.
All right.
I traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for coverage that fits my business and bottom line.
Yeah, all for low rates.
Tomato sandwich. This wasn't
That's still a thing.
Some fancy heirloom tomato creation. This was pure survival
That's still a thing. So we're going to move on.
journey through food history. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss future videos. Potato chip sandwich. Before
Look. I don't know if that's a thing for anyone that's sober, but for people drunk on beer at 3 o'clock in the morning, or people high as a kite on Mary Jane, I gotta think this one's still a thing. I've never done. I put potato chips on my sandwich, but I've had like turkey and cheese and other shit on it. Has anybody? I've never been drunk enough to have just a potato chip sandwich. And I can't speak for the pot because I don't like pot. Had it, don't like it. I don't know. I haven't had it for years, so maybe I should try it again. Any of the pot smoking crowd, would you guys have a purely potato chip sandwich? That seems like a you guys thing. Bean and onion sandwich. When the fuck was this ever a thing?
Nothing says hardscrabble Appalachian survival like beans on bread. This wasn't Mexican food. This was mountain necessity wrapped in white bread during the leanest years. Throughout the Great Depression and into the 1940s rationing period, pinto beans and navy beans were the cheapest protein available to sharecropper families and coal mining communities. When meat disappeared from the table for weeks at a time, beans kept Appalachian children from starving.
God, I can't remember. Actually, I think it was Andrew Tate said there's more protein in beans than a lot of meat.
Every hillbilly household kept a pot of beans simmering on the wood stove, and those leftovers became tomorrow's sandwich.
God damn it. What the fuck? Finally, back to my goddamn hillbilly fucking sandwiches. Oh, now what the fucking cunt? Oh, my God. All right. But, no. Son of a bitch. Doc! Boom. All right, fine. Fuck it. Oh, there it is.
Tomorrow's sandwich. You'd take cold leftover pinto beans, still in their cooking liquid with that thick, starchy juice, and mash them rough with a fork. Spread them thick on white bread. Add thin sliced raw onion for bite. Sprinkle with salt and pepper. Some families added a spoonful of the bean liquid to keep it moist. If you had bacon grease, you'd drizzle it over top. The beans would be creamy and earthy, the onion sharp and crunchy. Textile mill workers and lumber camp crews ate these cold in their lunch pails. Kids ate them after school when there wasn't anything else. It meant having protein when meat was just a Sunday dream. Sugar sandwich. This one sounds crazy until you understand what hunger actually feels like. The sugar sandwich was poverty's dessert during America's...
Yeah, I had this. My grandma made it for me. Except it was a dessert. It was a dessert.
Sandwich. Before peanut butter and jelly became iconic, plain peanut butter on bread was serious.
That's still a thing today, my friend.
Reluctantly, because everyone else had
and by the way, I eat these sometimes. Hey, sometimes I'm in a big fucking hurry. I need a shot of protein. Need my protein!
Peanut butter too. It was protein when protein was scarce, and it kept Appalachian families working. Liver and onions sandwich. This sounds horrifying.
All right, that sandwich is fucking gross. I'm sorry, liver is fucking gross. Yes, if I was hungry enough, I'd eat it. And yes, I've had liver and it's gross.
To modern
But since I'm not starving and I don't have to have it, hell, I'm anything but starving, but...
pimento cheese sandwich. This southern Appalachian...
pimento cheese sandwiches are still made to this day. I made something with pimento cheese not that long ago. So, yeah, pimento cheese sandwiches still a thing to this day.
Coal miners ate these in lunch pails underground. Church socials served them because they were cheap to make in a tiny bit of garlic powder or hot sauce if they had it. The mixture would be thick, creamy, orange-tinted from the pimentos. Spread it thick between white bread slices. The cheese was tangy and sharp. The mayo made it creamy. The pimentos added sweetness and color. Coal miners ate these in lunch pails underground. Church socials served them because they were cheap to make.
Well, basically, they were just a sophisticated version of a grilled cheese sandwich. Oh, they're unhealthy as fuck! But, I mean, is a grilled cheese ever healthy?
In bulk. Kids ate them after school. It was protein without paying meat prices. And
I don't know how much protein was in a pimento grilled cheese sandwich. Or a pimento cheese sandwich. Forgive me.
It became a regional icon born from necessity. Fatback sandwich. Pure rendered pork fat between...
All right. The little I know about fatback is that it is a even fattier version of it's an even fattier version than what our standard bacon is. Outside of that, that's about it. I know people eat fatback sandwiches. I've never had one. And even I have a limit on fat.
Bread sounds insane today. But in Depression-era Appalachia, this was concentrated calories when calories meant survival for working families. During the 1930s and 1940s, fatback, the hard fat from a pig...
Literally, the first time I heard of fatback was in, 2010. It's still being eaten. It's still being used.
Pig's back was cheaper than bacon and lasted months when salt cured properly. Coal mining families and sharecroppers who butchered one pig yearly relied on fatback for cooking grease and quick protein throughout winter. When you worked 12-hour shifts in underground mines or tobacco fields, you needed dense calories fast, and fatback delivered more energy per bite than almost anything else available to poor Appalachian families. You'd slice fatback thin, about a quarter-inch thick.
Jesus Christ, thank God I wasn't part of a poor Appalachian family then.
And fry it in a cast iron skillet until it rendered crispy and golden brown, like thick-cut bacon, but fattier. The crispy pieces would be mostly rendered fat with crispy skin. While still hot, you'd place them between two slices of white bread, sometimes with yellow mustard to cut the richness. The fat would soak into the bread, making it translucent and greasy. The crispy edges provided texture against the soft...
And making goddamn sure you had a heart attack by 25.
Fat-soaked bread. Lumber camp workers ate these for breakfast before heading into the woods. Miners ate them cold because the fat would re-solidify but still provide calories. It was pure fuel for bodies doing back-breaking labor on empty budgets. Banana and mustard sandwich. This combination sounds absolutely wrong until you understand Depression-era Appalachian creativity when mixing whatever ingredients existed in the cupboard simultaneously. During the 1930s, banana...
Maybe they did that in the Depression, but I can't even imagine Towley having that.
Somehow worked, and it demonstrated Appalachian creativity during desperate times. Fried Spam Sandwich.
Factor is proof that healthy food
I guarantee you people are
can
eating
taste
that today.
unbelievably good. The Mediterranean diet is the world's healthiest diet. In fact,
When Spam arrived during World War II rationing, Appalachian families embraced this canned meat because it didn't require refrigeration and lasted forever on pantry shelves. During the
Yeah, and it's still a thing, and
1940s wartime rationing period, fresh meat became nearly impossible for working-class families to afford or find. Spam, introduced in 1937 but popularized during World War II, became a staple protein source for coal mining communities and rural Appalachian families because one can cost about 25 cents and fed an entire family. Veterans returning from the Pacific Theater brought their taste for fried Spam back to Kentucky and West Virginia mountain towns, where it became standard lunch fare. You'd open a can of Spam and slice it
it's still in use today. Hell, I've
that
done a
kept
couple of
Appalachian
episodes
families
of
fed
Spam.
through rationing and beyond. Raw cabbage and fat sandwich. This brutal
I've never
combination
heard
was
of.
survival food at its most honest. Whatever vegetables grew and whatever fat was available mixed together for necessary calories. During the Great Depression winters across Appalachian mountain communities,
Jesus
cabbage
Christ.
was one of few vegetables that stored well in root cellars from fall through spring. When families ran out of everything else, they still had cabbage and whatever cooking fat remained from the previous pig butchering. Coal mining families and sharecroppers learned that raw cabbage provided vitamins their children needed to prevent scurvy when fresh fruit was unaffordable for months at a stretch. You'd shred raw cabbage thin with a knife. No fancy slicers in hillbilly kitchens. Take rendered lard, bacon grease, or whatever pork fat you had, and spread it thick on white bread like butter. Pile the shredded raw cabbage high on the greased bread. Sprinkle with salt and vinegar if available. Press the second slice on top. The cabbage was crunchy, slightly sweet, with that distinctive cabbage bite. The fat made it rich and provided calories. The salt and vinegar cut through the grease. Farmers ate these during spring planting when last year's preserved food was gone, but this year's garden wasn't ready. Children grimaced, but ate them because they were hungry. It was vitamin C and calories combined in the simplest, cheapest way possible.
Jesus Christ! No wonder when fucking Social Security started, the average age a person lived to was 63.
During Appalachian winters.
And by the way, Social Security didn't kick in until 65.
Egg and sardine sandwich. This protein-packed
That's just fucking gross.
combination sounds strange, but Depression-era Appalachian families combined whatever cheap proteins existed to feed hungry working men.
Egg would have not been a cheap protein back in those days. I need to go take a whiz, and I'll be right back. Okay, so milk in the Depression was being diluted with water so they could make the milk last longer. Most people in the Depression probably couldn't afford eggs.
And growing children. During the 1930s and 1940s, canned sardines were incredibly cheap, sometimes a nickel per tin, and didn't
Okay, yes, unless they were growing their own fucking chickens, which a majority of them probably weren't.
require refrigeration, perfect for families in remote mountain hollers without electricity. Eggs from backyard chickens cost nothing if you kept hens. Together, they provided
Yeah, only if you kept hens, which a lot of people didn't.
complete protein that coal miners and timber workers needed for dangerous physical labor. This sandwich became popular in West Virginia and Kentucky coal camps,
All right,
where men
I'm moving on.
Before tuna became lunchbox standard, it was cheap canned protein that Appalachian
Yeah.
families stretched with
And people eat tuna salad sandwiches to this day. I've made I don't know how many videos on the subject.
economical for feeding crowds. The smell was distinctive and fishy. It was affordable seafood for landlocked mountain families who rarely tasted fish otherwise.
Looking for tax help?
Not have late
Now there are
on.
TurboTax experts right in your neighborhood. They get to know your unique
Cornbread and molasses sandwich. This wasn't
What
bread
the
on bread.
fuck is this?
This was Southern Appalachian ingenuity, turning leftover cornbread into portable sweetness when sugar and treats were unaffordable
Okay, that's Boston brown bread if you're wondering.
luxuries. Throughout the 1930s and 1940s in Kentucky, Tennessee, and Carolina mountain communities, cornbread was cheaper than wheat bread because families could grow corn or buy cornmeal cheaply from local mills. Every household made cornbread in cast iron skillets daily because it was filling and inexpensive. Molasses was the poor man's sweetener before refined sugar became affordable. A gallon cost pennies and lasted months. Together, they created a sandwich that doubled as dessert for children who rarely tasted actual sweets. You'd take leftover cornbread from yesterday, preferably the crusty, crumbly kind made without sugar or buttermilk, just cornmeal, salt, and water. Split it horizontally like you'd split a biscuit. Drizzle thick, dark molasses across the bottom half, letting it soak slightly into the crumbly texture. Press the top half down. The cornbread would be grainy, slightly dry, yellow gold. The molasses was intensely sweet, mineral-tasting, almost bittersweet, dark as motor oil. Coal miners ate these for quick energy during underground breaks. Farm children ate them after school. The molasses provided iron and quick calories. It was poverty dessert disguised as a sandwich, and it kept Appalachian children going. Bologna sandwich. Plain bologna on white bread sounds boring today, but during Depression and post-war years, this was affordable lunch meat when real meat.
One, bologna is real meat, and two, people eat bologna sandwiches to this fucking day. Bologna is still sold in supermarkets.
Sandwich.
Corned beef tongue? Yeah, okay, you might be barking up another tree.
Tongue sounds horrifying to modern Americans.
It is. I'm moving on.
Because it was cheap protein for hard labor. It was
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't rock with beef tongue.
utilizing every part of the
I
animal.
know it's incredibly lean, and I know you probably can make it fucking delicious, but no, I just don't rock with tongue.
When poverty demanded nothing be wasted. Pinto bean sandwich. Plain pinto
Can
bean.
we just have this? I've already had one bean sandwich.
Cold in their lunch pails and were embarrassed because bean sandwiches meant your family was truly poor. Farmers ate them during field work. It was the absolute cheapest protein, and it kept Appalachian families from starving completely. Lard sandwich. Pure animal fat spread on bread sounds horrifying, but during the Depression, lard sandwich
Without heating it up, yes, that sounds fucking horrifying.
Lard sandwiches because they provided energy to get through the day. Lucent.
Yeah, you're right. They provided energy because your heart was beating so fast because every fucking one of your arteries was clogged.
There was no pretending this was anything but poverty food. Mothers made these for children when there was nothing else before payday. Men ate them heading to work when breakfast was impossible. It was calories preventing starvation, nothing more, and it represented the
Honestly, I would have rather just taken starvation. It'd have been fine. I'd have been cool with it.
the absolute bottom of Depression-era poverty in Appalachia. Fried green tomato sandwich, late summer.
Once again, this sandwich is still widely available, even in restaurants today.
In rural Georgia and the Carolinas meant the frost was coming and gardens had to be harvested fast. These thick sliced green tomatoes were then baking them into loaves similar to meatloaf.
Right.
Sliced thick and fried until the hunger birthed some of America's greatest comfort foods. Bean loaf sandwich. Dried beans were the protein backbone of rural southern life in the early 1970s. Cheap, shelf-stable, and nutritious enough to keep families healthy on minimal income. Bean loaves were made by mashing cooked beans with breadcrumbs, egg, onion, and seasoning. Then,
So basically, we have a vegan meatloaf. Fucking wonderful.
baking them into loaves similar to meatloaf.
I know. I hate to agree with you, Rusty, but the AI slop on YouTube is getting bad.
Sliced thick and fried until the edges crisped in cast iron. These sandwiches
Now, I say that, do I use AI? Yes, I do. I use AI to draw the little cartoon thumbnails.
had an earthy, dense texture that was deeply satisfying. Placed between buttered bread with a slice of cheese and a smear of mustard, they offered complete protein, beans, and bread.
Well, vegan gains, that vegan teacher. Why am I blanking on the Australian bitch? Vegan booty. And all the vegans should rejoice. Hey, even in the Depression, they knew yada yada yada, killing animals wrong, blah blah blah. Maybe one of these times I'll actually try this.
Creating the amino acids needed for a day's work. In rural Mississippi and Arkansas, bean loaf sandwiches were too.
All right, Iron Gullet, fine, fuck it, I admit it. Write descriptions, write hashtags, and keywords. Why? Well, I'm trying to grow the channel using a YouTube or a Google AI on a platform that Google owns. And it seems to have worked. I've grown more in the last couple years than I ever have in the past 10.
Tuesday supper, often made on Mondays when the week's beans were already cooked. Mothers packed them in lunch pails for children walking to one-room schoolhouses. They were humble, unglamorous, and absolutely essential to survival. The loaf held together perfectly and
No, because at the end of the day, do you know the really sad truth, Iron Gullet? One, I just enjoy doing it as a hobby. And two, it really pisses you off. And three, I guess it just really pisses you off.
stayed fresher, longer than meat sandwiches. What made this remarkable was how a simple mash of beans transformed into something that felt substantial and nourishing, proving that resourcefulness and care could create dignity even in desperate circumstances. Grape jelly and loaf meat sandwich. This combination...
All right. Meatloaf sandwiches are still a thing. I don't know about grape jelly and meatloaf sandwiches.
sounds strange until you understand Depression and poverty-era ingenuity. Processed loaf meat, the cheapest lunch meat available, often containing offal and filler, was given sweetness and richness by grape jelly spread directly onto the meat. The jelly's sweetness masked the metallic tang of cheap processed.
All right, done with this. All right, let's go to my favorite buddy, Arnie Tex. Ultimate carnitas recipe. Pork butt ribs, Carrero, and traditional. All right.
We're making carnitas.
Man, oh man, my taco-loving friends, do we got a journey to go on today. In this video, I'll be sharing with y'all a traditional and delicious recipe for crispy, tender, juicy carnitas. These are one of the most popular Mexican recipes for tacos and beyond. And that's because they're so dang good. Today, we'll be cooking them en caso, which means this big old copper pot. Nowadays, many restaurants and chefs will boil the pork in water first in order to get them to cook a little bit quicker and to remove the impurities sooner and before the pork hits the lard. Since I'm going old school in this ranch style video, I'll be going straight in.
Well, you can't blame a restaurant for trying to shave minutes off because we're not European restaurants. I'm not going to spend 2 hours at a restaurant for a meal. Sorry, I got shit to do. That's why America's GDP is so fucking big.
Into the lard for a sear and finish while removing the impurities along the way. I'll also be sharing with y'all what cuts of pork to use, the cooking process and technique to get them crispy and tender, as well as what ingredients you need to season them to perfection. I'll even share a few optional ingredients for that last phase of the cook to add that extra boom of flavor. Now let's get this caso fired up and make some delicious carnitas and tacos. Vámonos! I've already rinsed my pork butt. You always want to rinse your meat just because it's been sitting in a counter somewhere in a bag, and there's usually a little bit of that liquid in there. It's not really blood, it's whatever it is, you know, but it's liquid. You want to rinse that off. Get it cleaned up. I'm gonna cut this section.
I can't remember what the fuck it is, but no, it's not blood. Blood's carried by veins.
Right here, about like so. That's about the width of my hand, more or less. Oh,
it's essentially meat juice.
that's the money muscle right there. I might steal that and put it on the smoker.
But generally, any large piece of meat like that, or like a whole chicken, yeah, I generally rinse off before I start cooking it. And then dry it off with paper towels.
A little bit of barbecue sauce. Ooh, baby. About that size, you know, a little bit smaller than my fist, but you know, pretty close, you know, somewhere right around there. Now, I like to use pork butt, and I think most restaurants that are not cooking a whole hog are going to use pork butt. Number one, it's fairly economical.
It ain't blood, mister. It ain't blood.
Number two, it's a very versatile cut of meat. And number three, it has a lot of marbling. You see that? It's got a lot of fat, a lot of marbling, both inside and outside. So there we have it, friends. Got a nice, big pork butt, all cubed up.
By the way, even Arnie Tex said it's not blood.
It looks bigger now that it's all diced up. Now we're preparing this pork butt the evening before, so we want to put just a little bit of salt. Try to get that salt down into the meat. Let it get inside and flavor the meat a little bit. I got that.
All right, this I've never agreed with. If you want to dry rub your shit, then dry rub your shit. I've never agreed with this technique. It's his pork butt. He can do whatever the fuck he wants with it, but I've never agreed with this.
That whole pork butt into this Tupperware container here. How about that? That is one whole pork butt. All right, we're gonna get a lid on it, give it a little night-night, and we'll see you guys in the morning with the pork butt. But before we do, let's get the ribs ready too. Now for the ribs, I'm gonna add a little bit of salt before I actually slice them up. I'm gonna salt both sides. We do not remove the membrane. And in this case, even if
Wait. Why are you slicing the ribs before you put them on the smoker?
it had it, we wouldn't remove it, but it's already gone. So that's a good thing because the salt will be able to penetrate it a little bit better. Now this one has that little breastbone that goes right here. So I like to find the bend right there. And then I'm gonna take my little knife and just kind of pull that part off. Got that whole chunk there. I'm gonna throw that in whole. Then we're gonna cut these ribs. I like to go about 3 bones. So we're gonna go 3 bones. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have all these. You can cut this part off too.
Why are you doing this?
Like this, and I am going to do it just so that we have a little easier way to manipulate the ribs while they're inside the caso.
Why are you
And for
doing
just that easy
this?
and that quick.
Well, you destroyed that rack of ribs. Fuck you, before it even got cooked. Fucking impressive.
To prepare everything for the carnita, the only thing we have left is the cuero. We'll show you guys that tomorrow as we rinse it and get it into the caso when the carnitas are just about done. All right, friends, so today we're cooking carnitas in a copper caso. This is my 3rd caso. I have 3 of them. And before you cook on a copper caso, you want to make sure you clean it really, really well. You want to season it. Now today I'm using salt, I'm using baking soda, and some lemon. So you put plenty of salt, a little bit of that baking soda, and squeeze all that lemon juice in there and scrub it with the lemon. I like to do mine at least twice. Sometimes I'll do it 3 times, depending on how it looks when I buy it and what the liquid looks like while I'm cleaning it. Okay, we're almost ready to start cooking our carnitas. We have 12.
Why would I ever buy such a thing then?
12 pounds of lard in here, and so I'm going to check the temperature and kind of see where we're at. We're at 380. We're definitely ready to start adding some carnitas in here. Remember, when we start adding, it's going to cool down, so that's why we want it really, really hot at first. We want to seal that meat. We want to sear it from the outside and then turn the heat down to finish cooking it from the inside. Now let's get our first piece of pork butt into the fat here. Whoo, look at that. Amazing.
Bonjour. Nous sommes ravis de vous accueillir de nouveau dans notre hôtel. Votre chambre est prête pour votre séjour.
Oui.
Earn rewards wherever you book travel. The auto.
She could have just said, "Do you accept invitation into my lesbian sex dungeon?" Which, hot. How is that still hot for Reese Witherspoon, but it's still hot?
Autograph Journey credit card from Wells Fargo. Terms apply.
Safelight can do just about anything your windshield needs right in your driveway. Go to safelight.com.
That's what we're looking
Because you know Reese has got to shave that pussy.
for. Nice, hot sear. We're just going to add them one at a time. We don't want to bring the temperature down too quick. And another thing that could happen if you dump it all at once, you could overboil, so you want to be very careful. Take your time. This is a long cooking process anyway, so don't get in no big hurry. All right, we've got a few chunks in there. I want to stir them around.
Reason Reese Witherspoon likes to shave her pussy is because she likes to have the feel of her lesbian mistress's tongue feel like she's licking vanilla ice cream.
Make sure they're not stuck to the bottom. That temperature will come down here in a little bit, and right away you see how that meat's changing color. That's what we want. We want to sear that meat really quick. Let's check our temperature. Remember, we were right around 380. Let's see where we're at right now. See, we're all the way down to 223. See, we want that temperature to get back up as
You think that's vulgar?
quickly as possible. We want to sear that meat. So I'm going to crank it up a little bit. And you can tell it's really, really hot. I'm not sure if the camera shows you the color of the copper pot here, but you can see the color of the pot, how it's getting really hot down there. It's been 10 minutes. Let's give this another stir. Take a look at some of this meat. Carnitas, delicioso, sabrosísima. Mira. While we're here, it's like I said, it's been about 10 minutes. Let's check the temperature on the oil. Remember, it went down. We're down to 226, or I should say up. It was at 221 a little while ago. It's back up to 230, so it's working its way back up. Like I said, we have a lot of meat in there. The meat cools off the oil. You want to leave that cooker on high until that temperature gets back up into the 300 range at least. In the meantime, let's make a salsa verde to go with our carnitas today.
we're also gonna have a salsa roja. Y'all know me, I like to have both. I already have a lot of salsa roja made from a couple of days ago. So all I need to do today to have both is to make my salsa verde. I'm gonna drop a few tomatillos in here. My water's already starting to boil. And I'm gonna drop a jalapeno and 2 serranos, an onion, and away we go. I also have 2 garlics that I'm gonna use in here, but y'all know, if you've been with me for a while, I always drop the garlic at the very end. Just basically blanch it. I don't want to take away that strong garlic flavor because I love garlic. It's been 35 minutes. Take a look at these carnitas. See how they got that beautiful seared color? They are starting to cook really fast. So what we want to do is take them out so we can sear our pork ribs. Look at that gorgeous color. If you leave them in there too long, then they're going to start to cook and dry out from the inside, and we don't want that. We want nice, juicy, tender carnitas. So let's pull these out, sear our ribs, turn the temperature down, and then we'll have about 2 hours to go after that, maybe an hour and a half. So now we're going to add our ribs, and we want to sear the ribs as well. We're going to add them one at a time, nice and slow. These probably will take about 15 or 20 minutes because it's a pretty thin cut of meat. Got all our ribs in there. Let's give them a little stir. Make sure they're not sticking to the bottom or to each other. You want them to be separate. These should be ready to pull in about 10 minutes. Then we're going to lower our temperature. Okay, we've got our tomatillos all boiled up. We've got our jalapenos, our onions. I went ahead and dropped my garlic in there too. The jalapeno and the serranos are perfect. I like to leave those in the water a little bit longer. And we might need just a little bit of water in here, so I'm gonna drop just maybe about a 1/4 cup. We're also going to squeeze a little bit of lime into here while we're at it. Also need salt. You always want a good dose of salt in your salsas. So we're gonna use about 2 teaspoons of OG, that perfect blend of salt, pepper, garlic, and we're gonna do about a handful of cilantro. We're also gonna drop a half an avocado in here, at least. All right, we got our avocado in there. This is gonna be really creamy, really delicious. Give it a couple of pulses. Here we go. Now when you do a taqueria style salsa, you usually have to add a little bit of oil. Today we have avocado, which is full of oil. We didn't need any oil because we've got the natural avocado oil in there. What I'm missing is a chip so I can see if it needs any salt or any other things. It's coming. Chips! All right, somebody brought me chips. Thank you. Ooh, look at that, nice and creamy. Wow. Oh, baby. Oh, man.
Although, not gonna lie, that salsa looks fucking delicious.
Oh, that's perfect. This is as good as it gets. This is a perfect salsa verde with avocado, salsa guacamole. Not a salsa falsa. This is the real deal. This is good. All right, let's check on our carnitas after this bite. Right now we are searing our pork ribs, and I think it's been about 10 minutes. Y'all see that? It's starting to get some really nice color, beautiful color on the meat. So we only need about 5 more minutes of that, and then we'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay, amigos, it's been 15 minutes. The ribs are looking gorgeous. We've got a nice little sear on them. We don't want to burn them. We don't want to overcook them. We don't want to dry them out from the inside. So we're gonna get them out. Look at that. Beautiful color. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So we're gonna get those out. We're gonna lower the temperature a little bit. Then we're gonna drop it all back in there. Finish cooking the carnitas low and slow. Let's see where our oil temp is right now. We're sitting at 250, 260. That's a little bit high. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit more. I already turned down the burner, so we're gonna be somewhere around 225, 230-ish. When I put the meat back in here, the meat's cooled off a little bit. So when we put it back in, it's gonna bring the temperature down, and we're just gonna let it ride nice and slow. So we've got our carnitas cooled off a little bit. We've got the sear we wanted. Did the same thing with the ribs. It's time to get the meat back into our caso and let it finish cooking. You can see the meat here. It's nice and firm. It's got a beautiful color, but it's still very firm. So we're gonna add all the meat back in. First, we're gonna add all the pork butt. We have all that beautiful color. Now we just need them to cook from the inside. Get nice, soft, and tender. So we can sear them up a little bit, chop them up, put them in our taco. We're gonna let our ribs sit out here a little bit longer. We want those to start cooking. They take longer to get soft and tender on the inside. Ribs, you know, it's a very thin cut of meat. Those don't need.
Why in the name of God would you serve ribs outside of anything but being ribs?
More than another 25 or 30 minutes and they'll be perfect. We don't want to dry them out, cook them, or make them crispy. We want them soft, tender, juicy, and delicious. Okay, amigos, we've been cooking for exactly 1 hour and 35 minutes. We've got our carnitas back in there, the pork butt, and I was shooting for 225, 230-ish. We're sitting at 223, so our oil has cooled down real close to where I want it. Now I can crank the heat back up a little bit. But before I do, I'm gonna add a whole head of garlic right here. We're also gonna add some onion. We're gonna drop that in there. We're gonna add 2 whole bay leaves that one of them's cut in half. We'll drop those in there too. So let those ride about 15, 20 minutes. Then we're gonna go ahead and drop the ribs in there. I wanna go ahead and drop my ribs. Now that our temperature is down in the 220, no more than 230-ish, I think it's a good time to drop our ribs. We'll drop those in there as well. And just let them slow cook. Really soft, juicy, perfect carnitas requires a couple of things. Number one, you gotta sear them hot and fast, get that color.
Isn't carnitas just primarily made with pork butt? I'm not saying you can't use rib meat. I guess I'm just saying it's kind of pointless.
Number two, bring the temperature down, cook them long and slow. Normally when you smoke a pork butt, it's 10, 15 hours. These are smaller chunks, so they're not gonna take that long, but we're slow cooking them in the lard. It's definitely gonna take 2 to 3 hours minimum. We are now sitting at, what, the 2 hour and 15, 20 minute mark, more or less. Now, one of the things we've been doing is taking out the impurities as we go. I'm showing you guys that. I thought we got it, but we didn't, so we're gonna show you guys.
Oh, God,
when it's slow boiling like this, you're gonna see all the impurities come up. You just wanna take you a little spoon like this, the back side of the spoon, and kind of bring them all together, and then just scoop them right up, just like that. You see that? You wanna get them out, you know, I mean, they're floating on the top, they're not gonna hurt anything, but personally, I like to get them out. So we've been doing that for the last hour or so.
That's the grossest thing I've ever seen.
1 sheet of Bounty versus 1 sheet of the competitive brand. 1 sheet of Bounty is 2 times more absorbent, so you can use less.
So anyway, just wanted to make sure that we shared that with you guys. You want to get those out. Sun's coming down, the carnitas are almost ready, it smells amazing, and I'm hungry. We're gonna give these carnitas one more stir. It's been 2.5 hours. Last time I cooked them, they were done in exactly 3 and some change, so I'm not expecting anything different today. We've been at a very steady 220, 225 boil here. Nice and easy simmer going on. I think we're gonna be just...
Well, technically, you're not actually boiling anything. You're deep frying it. If you're boiling it, it'd be in water. I know I'm probably splitting a hair that is thinner than a fucking mosquito's dick, but it's true.
About right. A couple more things we want to add for the final flavor on the carnitas. One of them is an orange. So I'm going to add this orange in there. Another thing that's very traditional to adding carnitas is a Mexican Coke. But I'm in Texas, and in Texas, we do Dr. Pepper. So we're going to use Dr. Pepper. Plus, it's got 23 flavors. So it says. So we're going to dump that in here. We're going to save just a little bit because Arnie wants to taste. Oh man, I love me some Dr. Pepper. Now there's one.
I mean, I don't mind Dr. Pepper, but
more thing that's also optional. A lot of people don't use it. It does add a little extra flavor and color, and this is just condensed milk. So we're gonna add a little bit of that. We're not gonna add the whole can. Friends, I've got about 8 or 10 ounces of water here. Just plain old water, drinking water. We're gonna add a tablespoon of salt. You can add a little bit more. Remember last night we seasoned all the pork with a little bit of salt. So it already has a little bit of salt content in there. And I think our salt's nicely dissolved, so we're gonna pour that in a little at a time. We've got everything that we need to have in there. We have one more thing we need to add here. And this is the cuero. We call it the cuero, but basically it's the skin, but we're not going super hot. We're not gonna make cracklings. We're not trying to make chicharrones. We're just gonna lay this right here on top and let it soak in there. Friend, we're on the home stretch. We only need about 30 more minutes and everything's gonna be just right. Our carnitas are done. It's time to get them out. So our cuero is still down there boiling. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out this big old bone here first. I wanna let that drain a little bit, and I'm gonna use this plate to catch some of that grease so I don't drip all over the floor here. All right, so that's over here. We're gonna take out some of these ribs. Look at that beautiful color right there. Friends, we're pulling the carnitas out right now. It is exactly 3 hours and 20 minutes total. All right, we're almost done getting all these carnitas out of here. So here's the skin. This is the last part that we're gonna pull out. That's very, very soft. It's very well done. And this is also one of those traditions. When you make a big batch of carnitas, you gotta have some skin in there, a little bit of cuero. And again, we weren't.
That looks like a goddamn melted Stretch Armstrong.
At 350 degrees, we weren't trying to make cracklings, chicharrones. These are carnitas. And away we go. There it is, friends. There it is. We're at the bottom of the barrel, friends. We've got all the big chunks of meat out. At the very bottom, you're gonna find some little strands, some little pulled pork like that. We call those asientos. Asientos means the seat, the bottom of the barrel. That's some of the best part. You know, a lot of times in taquerias and stuff, when they cook like this, the good customers that know ask for stuff like this. We're about ready to make some tacos, friends, but first, let's check and see how our carnitas turned out. Let's go ahead and grab one of the ribs first. Look at that.
Fuck. All right. I have to get another beer. You challenge me to close my eyes and count to 20. Okay, eyes are closed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 45, 46, 47, 48, 50. Done. He said 20, not 50. And no, I didn't hit, and yeah, I hit 44. I missed 49.
Gorgeous color. They turned out so pretty. I mean, just really nice. This is how you want them. When you throw the ribs into the carnita pot, the caso we call it, they just come right apart just like that. Man, oh man, look at that. Beautiful.
I can handle the grind, just not cooking. Factor changed that. My life is always busy and dinner is a struggle. I'm either ordering takeout or eating the same boring meal day after day. I couldn't keep up until I tried Factor. Factor saves me time and effort with nutritious chef-made meals delivered to my door. 0 prep meals heat up in just 2 minutes and they taste delicious. So easy and fast, even I can do it. Sign up now and get 50% off your...
Amazing. All we need is a hot tortilla. Let's check one of the carnitas. Look at that. Beautiful color. Just comes right apart, just like that. Ooh, they're hot. Very hot still. So that's what you want your carnitas to look like, just like that. You want a nice little, sort of a crunchy exterior on the outside, but you also want that nice, moist juiciness on the inside, like you see right there. Y'all see that? You want to pull that a little bit, give the carnitas a taste. Oh yeah, baby. That tastes great. Let's warm up a couple of tortillas. Now, another normal thing you're gonna get when you go to a taqueria, a street stand, to get carnitas, and they've got the real deal with the cuerito and stuff. They're gonna dip those tortillas in the oil, and you're gonna get some of this cuerito too. So we're gonna chop that up as well. All right, we're gonna dip these in the oil. Our comal is very hot, so you're gonna see a little bit of steam possibly there. Ooh, yeah, look at that, baby. That's pure flavor right there. Huh? Flippity flip these torts. We don't want to toast them, we just want to warm them up a little bit. While that's going on, let's get this cuerito chopped up. I think our tortillas are ready, so we're gonna make this a little boat here. All right, let's put it all together here. Gonna get some of this, put it in my taquito here. We got taquitos made. Let's get a little bit of onion on here first. These are traditional condiments for any kind of taco you get. Street taco, taqueria taco, homemade taco. In this case, it's Arnitex, carnita style. Want to squeeze a lime. Yeehaw, baby. All right, we've got a delicious red salsa.
Although, even though I'd be mortified with the amount of fat in that taco, I'd eat the shit out of it. Wouldn't care.
Right here. We're gonna lay that down right on top of there. Now we also have that wonderful salsa verde with avocado that we did. We're gonna lay that one right there. That one's so dang good. Time for that delicious bite, my favorite part of every video.
Someone has more viewers than me, and I don't care.
This is a 3-bite taco right here.
All right. Well, like I said, I'd eat the shit out of that, even though knowing all I know about it. All right, let's move on to Gordon Ramsay, but first I have to take a piss. All right, we're back. Gordon Ramsay reacts to TikTok cooking videos, whatever the fuck.
Log of ground beef. That's a tombstone of ground beef. What are you doing in there? Now you're making a moat. Oh man, stop it, really.
Okay, no. Oh my god, cook the fucking pasta first, you dumb bitch.
Seriously, not even Gina the Camper would do that. Now.
So, wait, let me get this straight. You don't cook the spaghetti. You buy jarred sauce, not a particularly good brand of jarred sauce. Classico's, I'll be very nice and I'll say it's okay, but then you go and you add fresh mozzarella. Fucking wonderful.
Where is this going?
Fresh basil leaves.
Fresh basil leaves? Honestly, look at it. It looks like my granddad's slippers.
Parmesan cheese.
What the hell? No. Oh no, you're not sealing it over.
Like, you know when you watch them at Subway, fold all your stuff back into
What?
the
Fold
sandwich?
it all back in? Oh no.
Let's take our original.
Can't! You can't! It's too liquidy! And now you're dumping barbecue sauce on it for fucking reasons.
Oh, stop it. Where are we going? Now it's a barbecue sauce on top of the tomato, the mozzarella.
A ton of
It's not a barbecue sauce. I don't know what the fuck it is, but no, she's using dog shit.
A ton of salt. It doesn't need a ton of salt. It needs some love.
bacon slices.
Bacon slices.
Inside here, there's no.
Oh man, meatloaf. No, I don't know where this is going.
All of the heat inside. Let's
Okay.
get it in here at 400 degrees.
For how long?
For 2 hours.
2 hours. That thing's gonna take 2 days to
2
cook.
hours. I almost forgot how big this was.
Oh.
Can I get back to this precise moment of this fucking cunt? At least you're hot and you look like you suck a mean dick, because Lord knows I wouldn't marry you for your cooking ability.
Take 2 days to
2
cook.
hours. I almost forgot how big this was.
Oh my goodness me.
I can't
Okay.
wait to open this up.
Show me your
amazing.
tombstone of ground
At
beef.
that.
Ugh.
Wow. But are the noodles cooked?
No.
I bet you they are. It feels pretty
No,
soft.
it's gonna be
Let's take
mush
a
in the
look.
center. Oh,
Oh
God, I
my
feel
goodness.
sick.
Oh, God.
Okay, looks like a Wellington. Oh,
If you want to have meatloaf and spaghetti, cook the spaghetti like a normal human being. Heat up some marinara sauce. Put the marinara sauce with the spaghetti. Swirl it around. And serve it on the side of your fucking meatloaf.
yep, looking good. Nick and Bayash. Okay, the Spice Boys. Here we go.
Alright.
Nice here, rub with the mustard. Let it sit in there so that mustard disappears.
Alright, this is why I don't like Wellingtons, because I fucking hate mushrooms.
Yes, hope you guys are working fast. Slice the onion, beauty done, okay. So do the mushrooms. Don't put the red wine in too early, it balls the mushrooms. Looking good though, roll that nice and tight now. Roll that nice and tight, squeeze the ends. Okay, good. Paste, no, you don't really wrap it like that. Nick, you should know better. Bake it 35 minutes. What do you mean no?
Fry. What?
What? Fry? Hold on a minute. No, you turned my Wellington into a freaking croquette. Oh, come on. Seriously? Right. No, Nick, I'm going to call you right now. Seriously, that's not good enough. You should know better. I'm taking your MasterChef crown away from you. Answer it, you donut!
Slice my bacon.
Okay, big boy, let's go. Oh, where's this going? There's a lot going on there. Okay. Wow, that looks good. Stop there. Oh, pimping up the beans. I love that. Pimp beans. Oh, nice. Good move. They look delicious. You're not going to wrap that. That won't hold, will it? It's going to be massive. Oh, my God. Look at the size of that thing. It's like a Wellington boot. Okay, does sound nice. Garlic, thyme, prosciutto. Dude, this thing's going to be like a bloody tree trunk. Let's have a look. Oh my God, that is a posh welly, let me tell you. Show me the beans inside. More beans. That's the poshest welly on the planet.
What are you trying? What are they called? What are you trying?
What are you doing?
Oh, water burgers.
Water burgers?
Water burgers.
No, madame. No such thing. No.
Mama.
Water burgers?
Just stick the
I've heard of water bison, but for God's
I've heard of Whataburgers. They're a burger chain down in Texas. I've seen on an episode of Hotel Hell where they pre-cook the burgers, freeze them, and then they bring them up by boiling them. I have never once in my life, in my fucking life, seen anyone making burgers underwater. I've seen many things made underwater. Potatoes, vegetables, pasta, shrimp. Not burgers.
sake, girl. What are you doing?
I was moving.
What?
Oh, it is starting to brown.
Brown? The brown bits are in your pants. What the hell are you doing? Mom, no!
What is this?
Look at that thing. When that comes up the boil, it's going to be gross. Oh my
Yeah, there's no sear, there's no anything on it.
God. How to decimate a beef burger. Oh, Jesus Christ. Flush it down the toilet, quick. The water bison has disappeared. No! Okay. Oh, no, stop it. No, where's this going? Come on, stop it. This is not a dorm room Wellington. Okay, great sear on that fillet. Nicely seasoned. Is that like a little flat top you got there as well? Smart. Brush it with mustard. This could be the makings of the poshest dorm room anywhere in the world. Okay, mushrooms, onion, garlic, good. Okay, so how are you going to dry out these mushrooms? How are you going to, a dorm room with an electric mill to season things. Ah, okay, little plancha grill. Thyme flowers as well. This kid's not messing around. You know that? Oh, look at that, prosciutto. Okay, lay it out. How are you going to cook this thing? You're in a dorm room, right? Tiny little room. It's wrapped so beautifully, nice and tight. Puff pastry. Okay, good. Again, nice and tight. Egg wash. No, you're not going to score it. Come on, not from the dorm. Okay. Electric little blender. You are scoring it. Bloody hell. Holy... Oh, no, stop it. Is that a toaster? That won't cook in there. Oh, my God, off goes the bell. Wow, stop there. That looks good. Your dorm room's now just become the poshest restaurant in the world. Oh, my God. No, steak in the microwave? What are you doing, young man? That is the most dangerous, the most stupid thing I've ever seen. Another chip. Oh, no, come on, for God's sake. What are you doing? Have you lost the plot? Oh, my, look at that oil slick. Oh, there's no colour, it's grey. Tomatoes, I mean, seriously? As if that's going to frickin' save it. A tomato? Oh, my God. How long's that thing in there for? That thing can blow up, you idiot.
No, I think he just did it as a joke.
What are you doing?
And I think he was a lot safer than what he appeared to be.
Look at the colour of that. Soggy, greasy chips. Oh my God, no. You're not going to eat it. Kid, call a doctor. Please! What the hell? A filet mignon in my dorm. Kid, what happened to the $3 ramen? We've been upgraded to a 5-star steak. Nice, sir. Ah, magical little crock pot there. Yes! Stop it. Basting, beautifully done. Butter. Oh my God. This kid knows what they're doing. Love that. Rosemary. Oh my God, what a refreshing smell of rosemary coming from your dorm, rather than those weeds coming from Portland. That looks beautiful. Turn it. Baste. Dude, this is impressive. Yes. Right, take it out now and rest it. Oh my God. Onto a plate. Don't slice it too early. Let it rest first. Let it rest first. Base it with the resting juices. Well done. Okay. And it's pink. Bravo.
Hey, Levi, what do you want to eat?
Levi? Oxtail? 12 months old? Stop it. Oh, good. Brining them. Wow, that looks good. Pat them dry. Right, get them roasted in colour. This is not going for Levi, surely. Wow, that's a lovely way of caramelising oxtail. Fragrant spices in braised. No, come on, not for
Levi had his first day of kindergarten halfway through this.
Someone barely 1 year of age. That looks good, though. This is brewing to be a delicious masterclass for Levi. Smart. Love the prep, by the way. Great knife skills. Beautiful julienne. Sauce, seasoning, mustard, heat, twist. Oh, that looks good. Levi, I'm telling you, it's going to be a different colour in your diaper. Let me tell you that. Wow, come on. That's a Michelin star plating right there. Stop it. Stop it. Don't tell me he's going to pick it up and start munching.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
We got serious competition.
Good job, buddy.
Mate, well done. You're gonna break it off? Oh my god. This kid is adorable. Look, does he need a spoon or fork? Nothing. Nothing in the bib. No,
Wow.
he is Levi.
Collagen.
Collagen? What the hell? There's not a wrinkle on him. MasterChef Junior coming your way soon. Levi.
Would you try these sliders?
Okay, let's go, Big Bad John.
All right, you know what? I want that show. I want Master Chef Junior, where Gordon Ramsay is trying to teach toddlers.
Okay, third time lucky. What the hell? Good gun. Come on, that's for the kids to piss around with in the swimming pool, not you. Okay, butter, toast them. Okay, good. So far, so good. Nice heat. Really nice heat. Caramelized onions, but okay, that looks nice. John, this is big good, John. Let's go. Okay, nice.
Curry powder.
Curry powder. I'm not too sure about that one, kid. Got a little bit left field on that, but they look good, John. Finally, he's got it together.
And now, move on to, or conclude with, the Cooking with Jack show.
Without hidden fees.
Welcome to the kitchen. Get ready, let's go. It's Cooking with Jack. Put on a tasty show.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Jack Scalfani here. It's time to do a honey whipped latte. We don't do beverages much on the show.
All right, it's a honey whipped latte. How do you fuck this up?
There's a few things we don't do a lot on the show. But I know this year we've done none. So let's get ready. We're doing a honey whipped latte. You love your coffee? Let's do it. Get that nice and whipped.
Whoa. Whip honey, 2 to 3 minutes. Artie, I have questions. All right, I've never whipped honey for like 2 to 3 minutes on high speed with a mixer. But this looks a hell of a lot closer to a custard. Meaning, I'm thinking maybe there's a little bit of dairy in there.
Get that nice and whipped. About 2 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes.
Have a cup of water almost
All
boiling.
right, so what I did was I brought the water to boiling, and I'm going to let it rest to where it's not boiling, okay?
If that water was boiling, you'd see bubbles. At best, he has just hot water from the faucet. One of the trademarks of bubbling or simmering is bubbles. Okay. Fucking okay.
5 tablespoons. One. I'm not going to make it real strong. I'm going to do partial tablespoons to keep it. 5 seems like a lot. One more. There. Okay.
So I add some instant coffee to my whipped honey mix, which that there is no way that's whipped honey. Some whatever.
Put your hot water in there, half a cup. Okay. And then you're going to whip it again carefully.
And do you expect people to do this when they just woke up after drinking 37 beers the night before?
And you're gonna whip this.
Maybe this is the coffee of that sun you never fucking see.
So it's firm, like a heavy whipping cream firm.
You know, the one you made that you had to turn your back on thanks to your fucking cunt wife.
Okay, so I'm gonna fill my mason jar about halfway. There we go. All right, so then I'm gonna grab some of our mixture. Gonna put that on. You just.
And honestly, Jack, I am utterly bewildered that you're still a Christian. You were a good Christian man your whole life, and how did Sonny Jesus reward you? With with strokes that left you crippled. What do you think about the one you call God? Is in his absence slightly odd? Maybe he's forgotten you. Chumba wumba dumba dee doo.
Put a few spoons in there. I'm gonna put a lot.
No, Jack just has a special place in my. I guess in my. I don't know where the hell he has a special place, and I don't know. Just a person that tries to present himself holier than thou destroys his whole relationship with one of his kid just to appease his cunt current wife.
A lot. One more. Okay. Then you're going to take the whipped cream.
Oh, I know there are people that can cook better than me. The one person that I know I can cook better than is Jake, though. He's so far below me, it doesn't matter.
You'll fill that.
Odd. All the Jake's fans are saying I'm interested in this guy, and I follow this guy. Yeah, and Jake's been following me for how many years? Just saying. Even though he hasn't produced a single cooking video in 2. Even though his fans are saying, well, he's working on his book. Really? Stephen King can crap out a book in 6 months. And I don't mean crap out of book like just a finished manuscript or a first draft. No, a full book ready to go to market.
Okay. And then I'm going to ask Tammy to assist me on putting a little zest on top.
Yeah, because your crippled child neglecting ass can't do it. And normally I feel bad, Jack. Normally, if you were a normal person that I didn't like, if you were like chunky yogurt or Steve Reich, like if Steve Reichlin had a stroke and normally couldn't defend himself anymore or couldn't cook anymore, I would have ended it. But you're such a fucking smug, cocksucking, worthless piece of shit that I'm sorry. I'm gonna stick with you to the day you fucking die. One of us is getting out of this.
Fine. Just have some chocolate right there.
So...
Look at that. Right there, baby. Alright, let's taste this. It's good. You ready? Hate to mess this up. Alright guys, got chocolate roll in my hand. Are you ready? I love coffee.
What, to watch us look at you drink a bunch of caramel-filled milk?
I love tiramisu. I love anything with coffee in it. Little whipped cream. Here we go. Wow. That's really good. It's so cold too. It's awesome.
Kind of like you. Because a child dare, your own parents took your kid in. Because they knew what you were doing was bullshit. And they probably knew it was because of the new cunt, Tammy. Or maybe you took Sonny Jesus a little too seriously. And that was the catalyst. And by the way, Jack, you better thank whatever God you believe in that I was not your brother. Because not only would I have taken your son in, I'd have kicked your fucking ass. And probably beaten the shit out of Tammy, too. For what you did. Oh, and it goes a little bit beyond just kicking him out of the house. Alright, ain't really that I want to get to. Nah. Alright, that ends this one. Good night, everybody.